Onion Chef here, and today we're going to be installing Tale of Two Wastelands version 3.4 for Fallout New Vegas. If you're unfamiliar with TTW, it essentially crushes Fallout 3, creating a wonderful mod, and you lob it into New Vegas, and it lets you play Fallout 3 in New Vegas and take advantage of various improvements in the engine that New Vegas has over 3. So, in order to actually do this, go to Tale of Two Wastelands website and click Download TTW. You'll be taken to ModPub, you have to make an account, and then you go under Files, and you'll download Tale of Two Wastelands, Yuchikage's unofficial patch, TTW, and then the Mr. House fix. And for the guide, we will be using the installation guide here, which is the Best of Times guide, and this is the text guide here. I also have a write-up here that I'm half tempted to upload, I don't know. But anyway, this is my reference I'm going by. So anyway, we have an introduction. So first of all, you need to have a legal copy of it. I recommend Steam. You can also use GOG. So first, on to setup. You need to have Visual C++ redistributables, all of them installed. You can go to this link here, and you will be able to download it there and run them. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me show you the failed tutorial recordings. So, here we go. Here's the stuff. So, this is the folder here. And what you would do is you double-click this. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me move the terminal over here so you can see it. Let me move the terminal over. Well, it's, here we go, I moved it, I won this time. You can see the terminal now. And it's installing these, and I'm being prompted to hit yes on this. So if the recording doesn't pick it up, it's essentially asking me if I want to install Visual C redistributable. In this case, you would want to. If you're on Linux, this likely won't work. Instead, you'd have to install Winetricks and Protontricks, and then like my video on XNVSC and 4GB enabler for Linux, you'd install all the Visual C packages. They would be named something like VC Run 2022, 2015, etc. Okay, so now we have all of these installed, and before we do a restart, which is what the guide is recommending, let me show you something very important. Aside from enabling file extensions, and noting this, which you guys can go through that, I've already done it, we have to select a location that is outside C program files or C program files x86 or whatsoever. So for instance, C, if you make a new folder, C games, Steam, would be an advisable option. So an example of what that looks like would be something like this. So C games, Steam. In this case I have Fallout 3 and New Vegas here. If you're unsure on how to do that, go in Steam and hit Settings, and then go to Storage, and then Add Drive. If it doesn't say Add Drive here, don't freak out. Click the drop down. You may see something like this. Whatever your drive name is right here, click Add Drive, and then let me choose add, and then you point it to wherever you want it. So in this case, let's say C, and games, and Steam, and blah blah blah. You can go from there. So that's how you would do that. And once you have the games there, if you want to do a shortcut, you can also just go under C, Steam, C program files x86, Steam, Steam Apps Common, and copy them to another location, run this. That's another way of doing it, but that's not advised. So once you have your Fallout 3 and New Vegas there, and you have the Visual C redistributables done, we can move on to the Mod Organizer step. Before I run Mod Organizer, I'm going to restart my computer as the guide recommends. Let me just show you Mod Organizer 2. So Mod Organizer 2, you can get it off the Nexus, specifically right here. You can go to the Nexus page and get it. Install it. I'll assume that you can go through this installer, it's very quick. And this is the point to note. So in this case, I have Mod Organizer open here. So the way you would do this, if you already have it installed, for example, is you click this button to create a new instance. If it's your first time clearing your throat, if it's your first time installing it, you'll be greeted with create a new instance. So let's create a new instance. So let's hit next, and we are going to create a portable instance, and this will be TTW. And I would like to point this to cmodding mo2. This is asking for select a folder for the data to be installed. So I would like to go to this file location, and I would like to point this to here, cmodding TTW. Note that Windows probably doesn't have a cmodding by default. You can just make this yourself by right-clicking and create a new folder. Select this folder, so now we will be putting this instance in cmodding TTW. Next. And we will confirm, finish. And this is saying you're starting for the first time. I have used this many times. No, I don't want to mess with Morrowind. But anyway, you're in Mod Organizer 2. And as a quick rundown, this is where your mods will go in this left pane. This right pane is the plugins. And this... is where the executables are. So for instance, there's NVSC, there's Tale to Wastelands, etc. This is just pointing to the New Vegas executable. So anyway, this is Mod Organizer 2. This is how you can install mods, and this is how we'll be installing this is how we'll be installing Tale of Two Wastelands later once we've built the mod. So minimize this. And if you follow the guide, they will direct you on how to connect your Nexus account so you can download mods directly into it. If you do that, they will show up under downloads, and then you can right-click and install from there. I prefer to just manual download everything, but that's just an option. And if you want to run the launcher right now, I've already done this. You can go here, Fallout Launcher, and then you hit play, and then you can set the Ultra preset as shown here, and then set your resolution. You can also go under Fallout Prefs as directed and set a custom resolution. In my case, I have a super ultra wide, so mine's 5120 by 1440. Yours is probably different from that, but anyway, that's how you would set that. The guide here shows that if you need to do that. And before we proceed to the next step, aside from restarting our computer, you will have to run Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas each once. Just click play on Steam, go through the launcher, hit play, and that will generate your INI files or your configuration files. Once you have those, the installer will be able to read them, and then we'll be able to proceed. And we're back. I've just restarted. I recommend you do so also for visual C. And now we are going to actually build Tale of Two Wastelands. So, in order to do this, we will, of course, download as mentioned prior. And let me show you. Here we go. So here are the files that we are concerned with. Tale of Two Wastelands, the Mr. House patch, and Yushikage. So, let me open this. This is the extracted folder. If you're new to messing with extraction, right-click on it. You can use 7-zip. You can also use Windows extraction tool. I prefer 7-zip. You can use WinRAR, whatever. Go in here, and you'll see all these files. We are concerned with this, TTW install.exe. I would recommend running it as administrator. So right-click, run as admin, hit yes. And we are greeted with this. So this is looking at my older install path. So what we're going to do is we will navigate to where we have C games for our install. So C, games, Steam, and let me go into New Vegas, copy this path, just click here and hit copy. So paste into there. And then we're going to walk back one and enter this directory, copy it. That's not what I meant to do. And paste in there. And it seems I have goofed. Let's paste this again. There we go. So we have Fallout 3, we have Fallout New Vegas, and a non-program files directory. So we don't have to worry about permission issues. And then for Tale of Two Wastelands, we are going to point it to downloads, and I just made a folder called TTW v3.4 mod. And I would like to put the mod there. And now click install. Note that you have to make your INIs for Fallout 3 and New Vegas prior to doing this, as mentioned earlier. Now this process takes roughly an hour, depending on the speed of your computer. One thing I've noticed when doing this in Linux also, is that it's very, very slow in Linux, running it through Wine. So I recommend if you're a Linux user to, if you can, do the installer in Windows, take the resulting files, and then carry them over to your Linux installation and do it and run it there. You can run this through Linux. I think it took roughly a day for me to run it through Wine. But anyway, I will come back when this is finished. And we're back. So after roughly an hour, it is finished installing. You will see a screen like this. Note this is pretty useful information, so you can use something like the snipping tool and take a snippet of that to keep in mind. So once you've finished this, hit exit and go to wherever it is that you specified this mod to show up. So for instance, I put it in my downloads directory and verify the size to be 17 gigabytes. Go in here, we see Fallout 3 content. And now for installing this, let me just rename this a little bit so it's a little bit nicer to look at. There we go. And now we're going to take this file and I'm going to cut it, and we're going to go to wherever it is that we specified our mod organizer 2 instance. So in this case, C modding TTW, and then you will enter it and go to the mods directory and paste it there. And now that you have that, let's open mod organizer 2, and we'll see that the mod is here, and now we enable it. And you can see that we now have Tale of Two Wastelands. We have Tale of Two Wastelands, we have Fallout New Vegas files, we have Fallout 3 files, and then we have Tale of Two Wastelands. And now let's take this opportunity to install the additional 2 mods that we saw earlier. Those would be Uchikagi and Mr. House Final Boss Fix. So, to install a mod with Mod Organizer, click this button, point it towards wherever it is that you have it, in this case, TTW, Here we go. So, Uchikagi, double click, hit OK. That's installed. And now, Mr. Housefix. And there we go. So now that's Tale of Two Wastelands installed. Note that you can right click and create a separator. So in this case I could name it something like Utilities, if I can see the screen from here. And now we have our utilities divider. We could also make one called TTW, but I'll just leave that there for now. And from this point, we can go to the next page.
You need spice.
And now, someone's at my door.
Salami.
Hear what it says. There we go. Now for the essential mods. So we're going to zoom through this like Speed Racer. So, first of all, these are the mods that we have to install into root. That will be X and VSE. and the 4GB patcher. I'm using the Steam version. If you have Epic, you'd use this one. So first of all, we have XNVSE. Whoop. So I have it here. So first of all, we are going to grab, let me expand this a little bit, XNVSE, copy all of this, and then go to wherever you have New Vegas installed. In this case, I'll just point to my Steam install under C drive. I'll fix it after the tutorial for the C Games version, but this works the exact same. So Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Fallout New Vegas, and then it'll say that I'm overriding it because I've installed NVSE 7,229.4 times. So we have XNVSE installed. And now we need 4GB patcher. So once again, go back here. Again, you would be doing this. You middle mouse click, go to the page, Files, and then download this version for Windows or this version for Linux. Let me close that. So now for the 4GB patcher. So here we go. Copy it to root of New Vegas, run it, and it's patched, and we're done. So now that that is out of the way, using that twice, now these are the mods that we install with Mod Organizer 2. So they recommend creating a separator. We've already done that. And I have changed the theme to dark mode because it looks nice. So let us get started. So first of all, we have Roog NVSE. Again, if you want to download this, go to the link, go to Files, and then download it here. Select Manual Download, and that will lob it into your downloads directory. You see it here. In this case, I just prepared everything beforehand, so it's faster. So let us get started. Here we go. Essential mods. So this is the directory I'll be looking at. It has all this stuff in it. It's great. That's the that's the recording. So let's get started. So Roog NVSE plugin, install mod, and walk back one. So let's grab Roog. It helps if I filter by name. Roog, yes. Bam. Now gypln. So note that we have two things for this. We have gypln NVSE and gypln settings. So let's first grab gypln, and then we grab gypln settings. And now we grab Johnny Guitar. You have to say in a very somber tone. And this has two files. First one is tuberculosis, and then the second one is the All Tweaks preset. So first, grab the NVSE Johnny Guitar, and my Johnny. Grab the All Tweaks preset, as noted here. See, All Tweaks preset. Hit OK. Bam. See, if you see this green highlight, this means that this file depends on that, if you're new to Mod Organizer. Now we need Show Off NVSE. This is an animations plugin, it's great. So we're going to show off by installing Show Off very quickly. Haha. NVTF. NVTF is a fickle pickle. Specifically, NVTF has some interesting requirements. I'll show you that in 1 second, but first let me install it. Copyright. Oh yeah, it's right here. So NVTF is special. It has special requirements. So first, let's grab NVTF. Bam. And then we're going to grab the INI. Bam. We have NVTF installed. Or so you think. Because we actually have some requirements for NVTF. If we go to the page for NVTF and requirements, you'll see that we have all this stuff. So what we care about is XNVSE, and then we also care about DirectX user runtime, and... Okay, well it won't do it again. There it is. So Visual C++ Redist. So we already have this installed from before. I already installed this myself prior to this video, but I'll show you how it works. You go to this link. You go to this link here. And you go to Microsoft's wonderful website. And you click download. And let me go back here. So NVTF. It's DX Web Setup EXE. So I'm going to double click it. It'll ask you if you want to run this. And then you hit accept, next, and then you install it. I've already done this, so I'll skip this part, but if you haven't done this before, you do that. If you're in Linux, I believe you go into Proton Tricks and VC Run or DX should cover this already. And don't worry, I'll investigate it further with the Linux tutorial I'll make in a couple of days. So now we have NVTF. Keep in mind that we have to run the, as mentioned earlier in this guide, the setup section when it mentioned VC++ all-in-one. This is an example of where that's useful. So we have NVTF, New Vegas Tick Fix, installed. So now it's time for Stewie's Tweaks. And this may be a little bit convoluted. So let's go back. And so we have a couple things for Stewie's Tweaks. So it may be a little bit confusing at first. So this is Stewie's Tweaks. This is Stewie's engine optimizations. It can sometimes get confused. So first, we're going to install Stewie's Tweaks. Let me go into not again. Let's go into Mod Organizer and walk back one. And if I can remember what I'm doing, Stewie's Tweaks. So we have Stewie's Tweaks right here. And now we have Stewie's Tweaks VNV or Viva New Vegas INI. Hit OK. VNV INI. I just want to make sure that it's very clear what I'm doing. And that takes care of Stewie's Tweaks and engine fixes. And now for Stewie's engine optimizations. We're going to go back. And if I can see it, iStewie AI's engine optimizations. And those are installed. And now combat lag fix. We're going to go here. Combat lag fix. It's a very long name. Installed. VATS lag fix. We're going to zoom down here. VATS lag fix. And then auto, if I can read right, actor cause save bloat fix. Go up here. Install this once more. You may see a pattern at this point that this is pretty straightforward. There's nothing to fear. And then we go to KNVSE. Found it. It was hiding. KNVSE, and then UIO. Grab UIO, which is User Interface Organizer. And then FNV mod limit fix. Oh boy, I have to search through these tiny lines. And now we have Evil's crash logger. Grab that. And we're almost done. Improved console, which is a wonderful mod. I love it so much. It gives you more information. It's just great. And then console paste support, which is godlike. One thing that's kind of interesting from JIP-LN, this mod here, is you can actually type in search and then the name of the item and then WEP, ARMO, ammo, etc. to search up items, which is great. And now for the piece de resistance, the game configuration. So in this case, we are going to click this icon, and then we're going to click INI Editor. And then we are going to click Fallout Custom INI. And then we're going to go here and copy all of this. You can click in it, it'll highlight it for you, and press Ctrl-C. And if it doesn't, then press Ctrl-A and Ctrl-C to highlight all, and then copy. Save it, and then click it multiple times. And now that is taken care of, now we'll test it. So restart your computer, because some plugins will combust, and then we're going to install ML Utilities Checker with Mod Organizer 2. Let's install ML Utilities Checker real fast. Go here, select the archive, and put it there. We're going to activate it once we restart. So now we are going to restart our computer. Let's all do it at the same time. And we're back. We have restarted. So now that your computer is restarted, we're going to install ML Utilities Checker. You see it right there. And we are going to select Tale of Two Wastelands, which we have right here. And then we're going to load the game. And we see we have a new menu. And then we check the console. And the plugins are loaded. And we're good to go. Tale of Two Wastelands is installed. One extra thing to make the game run better, we have the performance guide here. We already have Stewie's tweaks, we have tick fix. We don't need zlib because TTW already does it, but we do need cell offset generator. So we download cell offset generator NVSE. So we are going to select it and install it. Yay. And next, update your graphics drivers. Multiplane overlays, turn off your Steam overlay, set your power plan to performance, game mode if you're in Windows, you can enable game mode, and go through this real fast. And we want to have DXVK, which will essentially make this run Vulkan and translate DirectX stuff. It will be better for newer cards. We're using the Vulkan API, and if you're playing this in Linux or Steam OS, it's using DXVK already, or basically it's using Vulkan. So, if we want to install DXVK, no, I'm not going to do the HDR mod. We can go to this link here. If I click the right thing, DXVK, and you click manual download. Note that there are some optional versions for asynchronous compute and HDR. So we're going to go to performance guide, and then we're going to go into DXVK. And we have these two versions. I want this one, the standard DXVK. Extract it. And we have these files. Copy them. And then we're going to go into New Vegas land. So go to wherever New Vegas is installed. And then we're going to paste it. Paste. Note that you should have this under C Games New Vegas. This is just another install I have. I'll fix it later. There's a recommendation on FPS limiters. You can use something like MSI Afterburner to do this. I thought I had it pinned here, but I don't. You can also use, if you're in Linux, you can use Goverlay and Mango HUD to do the same thing. Congratulations, you have installed Tale of Two Wastelands version 3.4. Everything works, and when you want to play the game, hit run. From this point on, when you want to play modded New Vegas, open Steam, and then open Mod Organizer 2 and click play here to play Tale of Two Wastelands. I hope this helped. If you have any issues, let me know in the comments. I do actually read them. I read them all. And the ones that are especially funny, I will save in my email forever. Google does not like this strategy. Oh, and one extra tidbit. Now that you have your utilities sorted out, right-click here, create a separator, and there you go. Now you can install mods under the Todd's Howard's Tiers section. And you're good to go. I hope this helped, and have a good one. I will make a Linux tutorial in the coming days to go over the same topics, but for the Penguin OS. So, that's about it.